I want you to identify those 6 states that we referred to in the introduction. Those 6 states where, you have the pilot programs. If we could just list them so that we can move on.
The 6 states are, yes, I will mention but few because I don't really know all of it. Niger,
you don't know
Abia,
the 6 states where you're having the program?
I don't know all of, no, listen to me, my dear brother, please. The 6 states now is not the issue to me. The issue to me is all the states. That is what I'm focusing on. I can't go and start focusing on the 6 states when the money coming can go around all the states, including FCT. And as
In the evening of Saturday, 27th April 2024, the residents of Ewovon Street in Okpara on Benin Auchi Road, Benin City, was thrown into confusion as a young businesswoman was allegedly murdered in the area. The deceased, identified as Mrs. Patience Osawaro Ni Igbinovia, had an altercation with a neighbor named Felix Ayo, popularly called Barrister. Felix Ayo was a councillor who represented Ugu Ward in Igweben local government area of Edo State. Report says the children of the deceased and the family of the said Felix Ayo engaged in a fight. But prior to the fight, the said Felix Ayo had asked for a mutual relationship with the woman. She was said to have declined the request and reminded the man that she is married. But her refusal did not go down well with the said Felix Ayo. It was revealed that the previous issue between them prompted the man to directly attack the woman during the fight. Report says the said Felix Ayo immediately dashed to the kitchen and brought out a knife and other weapons which he used to stab the woman. The woman was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital where all efforts to revive her failed and later gave up the ghost around 8:30 p.m. But moments after the said man committed the alleged crime, he went straight to Ekpa police station to report that he was attacked by the woman. As the police were making plans to visit the scene, he got a call that the woman has passed on and he immediately escaped to a yet-to-be-known destination as at press time. But when EBS News visited the house, it was observed that irate youth had set the house on fire. Some eyewitnesses narrate how the incident occurred.
Carry one small dagger, poisonous dagger. I see me use the knife, choke my brother, and I mom enter the knife. Now the team meet my mom for hand for you. I see meet my mom for hand for you. Now mom push the man, mom come for brand. Like so, the man carried the knife, choke my mom for you.
Who can use the knife among them?
And the man, and calling for justice as they appealed to the state government and the Edo State Commissioner of Police to help fish out the said Felix Ayo, who is now on the run.
Edo State Governor Basaki may find the root of this issue.
The police in Edo State is set to make a statement on the incident. This is the situation right now in Ewovon Street in Okpara, in Benin City. For now, the deceased is in the mortuary for autopsy and other medical activities, while the man who was said to have committed the murder is on the run. It's now left for the police to unravel the circumstances behind this great murder that took place in Benin. But as you can see, a lot of irate youths eventually besieged this area and brought down the resident of the deceased, who is now on the run. In Benin, Festus Alenche, EBS News.
As a bait to meet up with their personal political gain, of course, from what we have seen so far, even from 1999 to date, you and I can conclude that the politicians are not here for us. They are here for their pocket. They are here for their family. They are here for their next 20 generation that they want to amass wealth for, that they want to keep wealth for. That is what they are here for, because if not, why would the politicians be receiving all the stipends, allowance, salary, and the rest of them, and yet nothing has been done in this country? We don't have state electricity. We don't have good road network. We don't have good hospital. Nothing. The government is not doing anything for the citizens of Nigeria. There is nothing the government has done for the citizens. The light is not stable. People pay for the light and it is not stable. You go to the hospital, you cannot be able to access the hospital facility without paying. This is federal government facility, which is supposed to be at your beck and call, and you must pay first before these people will attend to you. And that is why we have lost a lot of people. You have accident on the road. There is no ambulance to come at your call. It is nowhere found in this nation. Then tell me, what are these politicians? What are they actually doing in that office? Well, meanwhile, when you start talking about the matters that concerns this nation, you end up being more aggravated, than talking peacefully. Because when you look at the whole system, you find that the system dreams in total darkness. Yes, it favors only those they know. Meanwhile, another information breaking that Ijele is coughing out blood in detention. The person where they bring the information, Adeyanju, raises alarm over clients' deteriorating health condition in prison. Of course, you know Ijele. Ijele is a man that he's should I say is a social media influencer, but luck ran out of him when he started involving himself in the issues that concerns Ebukobi, when he called Ebukobi a fake pastor. I think that was where his case started. But on this part, I want to say that, okay, let's go to the full detail of the information before I will come to this point. Social media influencer Mr. Chizorom Harrison Ofegbu, or Ijele, as he called, is coughing up blood in prison, his lawyer said. Ijele has been in detention at the Nigeria Correctional Center, Ikoyi, Lagos. According to the statement on Tuesday, Ijele was granted bail by a federal high court in Lagos on June 14, 2024. He's now coughing up blood and has no access to medical facilities to restore his health. The statement read in part, "We wish to draw the attention of the general public to the deteriorating health condition of our client, Mr. Chizorom Harrison Ofegbu Ijele, who has been detained since March 19, 2024 at the instance of the Nigeria Police Force on a purely civil dispute. A few days ago, our attention was drawn to the fact that our client, who is currently detained at the Nigeria Correctional Center, is coughing out blood." When I don't see as it happen. Meanwhile, I would say Nani Ebukobi Yaramakwano Wanne. Because Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who is the example of believers and our example, he was beaten and battered, he was spat on. A lot of things were done against him, but Jesus never revolted. He never, even when Peter took a sword and cut the ear of one of the Pharisees, a servant of the Pharisees that came to arrest him, Jesus did not do anything. He rather said, Peter, Jesus picked the ear, cleaned it of sand, and put it back on the guy's ear. That was his last miracle before he went to the cross, according to the record of the scriptures. Now, as Christians, we are meant to believe that Christians are meant to follow solely on Jesus Christ's example, because in Antioch, according to the record of the Act of Apostles, that was when this name Christians, because I know that some of these religious leaders, some of them don't even know this history. The first place those who believe in Jesus Christ were called Christians was in Antioch. And what transpired in Antioch was that these people were seen behaving like Jesus. Their character and that of Jesus was the same. Of course, you know that this will make you to understand that Jesus also had influenced a lot of people with his character, and he had built a reputation that whenever people see a particular style, trend, or function, or maybe balance or imbalance, they already can differentiate whether this is the type of life of Jesus or not. Even though in this century we are not opportune to be a first-hand witness of what actually transpired in those age, but I believe that some of these things were recorded for record and reference purposes. So if you say you are actually a Christian and you want to be Christ-like, I don't see any need of dabbling with an individual that decided to come out and say that you are fake. A lot of people have said this thing to people like Father Mbaka and the rest of them. I've never seen any day that Mbaka rose to say, okay, I'm gelling this. Even when, that's one of the reasons people respect Father Mbaka, even when he was stripped off all his titles in the Catholic Church, he never said, I'm leaving Catholic Church. His first adoration center was taken away from him. Mbaka never did anything. He was still there in the Catholic Church because he believed that his oath is to his bishop, and his bishop is his Lord, and he is supposed to respect his bishop. And this brings me to all these, some of these churches that does not have anybody to answer to except somebody they choose to call their mentor, their father in the Lord, but they are not answering to anybody. Their sole founder, their sole GO, their sole bishop of that particular institution. And this is just, let me not call it scam, but somehow it is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a structure that is not made for one person, whereby every other person will have access to that particular structure. And I will say kudos to the Orthodox on this particular point. Meanwhile, Jesus was spat on, he was flogged, he was beaten, he was insulted, assaulted, but he made no comments. And that is why the Bible recorded, like a lamb that is being led to slaughter, he said he made no comment. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain. But before I will wind down the curtain, let's go back to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. Amadike 1 of Ndigbo. You will find out that people are actually using this guy as a political tool. Let me explain myself. The last election that brought Governor Soludo of Anambra State into existence promised that immediately they get into office, that their first mission and whatever they are going to do is to make sure that MNK is released from the DSS detention. But after this government took over the office, yes, of course, you will tell me that, yes, Soludo went, he visited, he snapped picture with him. But after snapping picture with him, after visiting him, what are other efforts that he had made? Of course, every information that concerns Kanu and Soludo sank into the water immediately after the election. There was no more moves than the rest of them. Now, this time, somebody like Ifeanyi Oba is also, he's dreaming of becoming the governor of Anambra State. And the first thing he did was to go to the DSS detention with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife, to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this, that, and that. It's just to gather people, it's just to create awareness for themselves. If they actually want the interest of Ndigbo and also the interest of the duo, Kanu, why not meet the president? Why not schedule a meeting with the president? The president, yes, is the first citizen of the country, but he is not a spirit. He's a human being who can be assessed and approached. And I believe that these governors, these senators, have the access to approach the president anytime they feel like. Because he's their president, and they're also somehow meant to report back to him. But meanwhile, you have known the nation, and you have known that these politicians are a set of greedy people who are doing things on their own personal interests for their family, me, I, and myself. The country, they say their senators and their constituencies, there are no roads there. But these politicians are riding Land Cruisers, latest model. Their constituencies, there are no good road, no good hospital for the pregnant women, no good maternity, no good electricity network. In some villages, these people barely enjoy electricity. I've been in a lot of villages in Nigeria. You find out that these people barely know what is called electricity. Go to Ivory Coast. In Ivory Coast, if you pass through a thatch house, I mean a thatch house. When I mean a thatch house, I mean a thatch house, a mud house. These mud houses have electricity, even inside the villages. But come to here, we say Nigeria, we hail thee. We're actually hailing you, nation that is called Nigeria. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain on this particular set of addiction. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you'll be the first to take it. Thank you for listening. God bless you.